Before you even think about dating monogamously, I have 4 expectations I highly encourage you to let go of. 1, that you will always agree on everything. 2, that you and your partner, person that you're dating, need to be financially equal. This is going to be a fun one. That one will be a fun one. That they will remain the same. And 4th is that they will be able to predict your needs. Starting off with agreeing on everything. This is definitely going to be one that I feel like is a little bit more obvious, but when it comes up, when it actually is like in the act of you having to basically say, I agree to disagree, this is where the challenge comes in. I think that a lot of folks forget to realize that being in a monogamous relationship doesn't mean that that person is everything that you want them or need them to be. For me, being in a monogamous relationship is 2 individuals interdependently coming together. So I think it's important to say individuals, not 2 halves that become a whole. Like, I don't need my partner and he doesn't need me. With that being said, we're 2 individuals, we're 2 different people, and that means we have our own beliefs, we have our own opinions, we have our own values. Now, we do align on a lot of them, but there are some moments where we have to agree to disagree. So I think expecting that you will agree on everything, especially initially in the dating phase, when you get that first thing that you don't agree with, especially in today's very political environment, I don't think that that is something that you should say this is a no, like we're not doing this, like cut them off, like let them be who they are. I feel like you need to look at the core of the person. Who are they at the core? Are they a great person? Are they a nice person? Do you enjoy their company? Do you enjoy spending time with them? And if you do, just because you don't agree on everything does not mean that they should get the boot. Being financially equal. I think that expecting the person that you're dating to be just as financially well off as you is definitely expecting too much. From my experience, which I'm sorry to talk about this in the conversation or in the comments below, none of my aunts or uncles, and even in my relationship or any other relationship that I know, are the partners making the same amount of money. If anything, and if they are making the same amount of money, one person was making that amount and the other person, it took them time to get there. So I've noticed recently a lot of folks that do not want to date someone that is not in their tax bracket, so to speak. And I think that you're doing yourself a very big disservice. And I understand you don't want to take care of anybody, but just because someone makes less money than you does not mean that you automatically will be taking care of them. That just means you need to communicate more on who's paying for what and how much is being paid for. And if you don't feel comfortable paying for a lot of things, say that. And if they don't feel comfortable or cannot afford a lot of things, then they should say that as well. But I think it just takes more communication. I don't think that you should completely write someone off just because they do not make as much as you or they make significantly less than you. I think it's also important to look at the person. Are they being ambitious? Are they going after stuff and not just saying things, but actually putting action into that? Because that person might bypass you when it comes to the income because of that ambition. And at least from my perspective, it took me a while to get to the income level that I've gotten to, but I was with my partner for almost 4 years when I wasn't making as much as I've been making. And that entire time I've been hustling, grinding, trying different things out because I knew that I wanted to make more and I needed more money to take care of myself. And I also wanted to contribute. So just because they do not initially make as much as you or you don't see them working a lucrative job, don't write them off. This might still be a person that you could really build a great life with. And for me, I think it's expecting too much to date someone that is in the same tax bracket income level as you. Them remaining the same. I think this is an expectation that folks don't realize until further down in the dating game. Again, the honeymoon phase is typically towards the end of that is like, who is this person and what happened to the person that I was so infatuated with before? And I think that that is not something that you should expect out of that person. I said it in a previous video, we change. Just like the flowers outside, our houses, you as a human being, every day you are changing. People change. Give them space to change. It's not fair to make them stay in this bubble. Now, it's completely up to you to be like, this is too much change for me. I'm not for this. I'm not willing to go down this road. But I think it's very important in a monogamous relationship where we have two individual people being their unique selves and evolving and growing, supporting each other, but still evolving and growing individually. It's very important to give each other space to change and to not expect that person to remain the same. My boyfriend is not the same person he was 4 years ago. I am not the same person I was 4 years ago. And I would be very, very upset and irritated if he expected me to be that same person. Predicting your needs. This is an expectation that I have noticed in myself and with others. No matter how much time we've been together, I still cannot read that man's mind and he cannot read my mind. It's important to use these things that God gave us, our mouths, to communicate and not to pretend. I can't pretend that he knows everything, or I can't expect him to predict everything about me or expect him to predict what I need, because just like I said in the last tip or last thing is we change. So the needs that I had back when we first started dating are not the same needs that I have now. And yeah, we just need things from day to day. Today I might need more help like cooking. The next day I might need more help outside in the yard. Like those are very like trivial needs, but I think that we get to a place where we feel like our partner should be our mind readers, or the person that we're dating should be reading our minds to a point that we don't have to speak up and tell them like how to be or how to act or how to treat us or how to whatever. And that is not evident. I think that expecting them to be able to predict your needs from dating you for so long or for being with you for so long is not fair. So, per usual, I am excited to have a conversation with you all down below in the comment section. I'm very curious to know what you all think, especially about the financial one. So feel free to leave a comment below, and also just throwing this out there because I don't think I said this earlier. I am not a relationship expert. This is just coming from my experience being in a relationship for 4 years and being around other folks that are in monogamous relationships and just learning and listening to them. And I think that our community is craving more monogamous relationships. And I just want to start conversations like these so that we can start to cultivate more of those relationships and just kind of guide ourselves, because there isn't really too much of a guide out there. On that note, remember to be the change you wish to see today. Take care.